15 teams ready and waiting to take part in the RLCS World Championship main event. 2 teams, however, still need to book their spot. G1 against Moist Esports. Johnny, let's see who's going to take it.
Moist, one of the favorites going into the wildcard. Not many other fans expected them to be here in round 5. Now they're going to have to do it. Coming off the back of a loss, a very tough loss to Space Station at the start of the day. Meanwhile, G1, a bit a while ago now, you've already got a win on the books.
2 teams coming in. Different fortunes up to this point. That's what always makes our last day of the Swiss so interesting. Somebody's coming in off a win, somebody's coming in off a loss. G1 have 2 on the trot. Juicy caught into action. That's still a playable ball. Over to Cash. Player that everyone seems to want to see so much from. And we've got Dominus Cash, which for so many people out will be, okay, that's the real Cash now on the field.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as soon as I saw that, I thought this has got to be good for Moist, at least initially. He's so difficult to read when he plays the Dominus, one of the few pros who still likes to switch up to the car. Juicy with an early whiff here. That's going to give Oli a chance. Not enough boost, but it's what saved Cash with the great goal line stop there to keep Moist at a level position. Juicy's the key player here for me to watch for Moist. He was missing a bit towards the tail end against Space Station Gaming. Space Station really played brilliantly, put Moist under so much pressure, but Juicy's got to be playing the ball. He's got to be hitting the ball these key moments.
Yeah, Juicy is the one with all the question marks around him. Plays well in large periods, but he's capable of a whiff, capable of a calamity, and now his team's in a rough spot. Just hoping for a cool hand to Moist Esports, a team that got known last season for being one of the most icy teams around.
You know, a little bit of hope for Moist fans. So, well, one, they're defending very well. Good goal line defense. Quite joy on Cash there, but what I was going to tell you is that they might be coming off a loss, but so are Team Secret and Twisted Mind. They went through not too many issues in both of their matches. Regaining such a time frame as possible. Juicy there with the double denied. G1 having most of the pressure in the start of this series. They're having to do a bit of defense of their own.
G1, I'm actually looking towards Dorito. I do know that when everything is on the line, I did see back in winter, he likes to step up in these sort of matches. It was the lating wave. Cash was also on the field for that one as part of Quadrant. He knows what Dorito is capable of when his season is up against it.
Yeah, Dorito played phenomenally in such a tense moment in that tiebreaker for the Winter Major spot. And this is even more nerve-wracking. Essentially a tiebreaker to decide who plays at the World's main event, who doesn't. Who plays in front of a crowd and who doesn't. Dorito denied the first goal by Cash, and Joyle's going to quickly follow up, pick up a reset, carry the ball into the midfield.
So good news for Moist. Their defense is looking like it's just broken down as G1 have got there first.
I mean, it was looking good, but Juicy and Cash both left the area. Oli outplayed everyone with a stealing double pass. Moist getting a bit ahead of themselves there. They were not out of the woods.
G1 have been the better squad to start this off. They've had all the offense. My previous sense was going to be, yes, Moist defense looked good. The bad news is they're playing a lot of defense. And you saw what happens when you have to do that. Just takes one mistake. Cash off the wall. First real chance we've seen from him. Reset, and Atomic called into action.
G1 are just trying to spoil the Moist party here. They're trying to eliminate the fan favorites with the ultimate regain, winning 3 series in a row in Swiss at the World's Wildcard. You know, a lot of people were calling after their 2 series loss start for EU7 to be banned from the wildcard in the future, but look at them now. At the door with a battering ram, trying to get into the World's main event.
It would have been a real shame, wouldn't it, given the historic nature of which Europe did earn that 7th spot. So G1 to maybe not make a proper run of it, but they have done exactly that. They have now proven themselves worthy. And now they might prove themselves worthy of a split haste in our top 16. And again, it has just been all G1. Finally, they are put into defense. Dorito guides the ball around the world. You can see Oli ready for the setup. They have a loose touch, though, as they needed that demo. And Cash always very far forward.
Oh, he can't
stretch back. That is an overcommit.
Nice shot there by Atomic on the turnaround. Cash did not expect him to just strike this one immediately. He was advancing to prepare for a challenge, expecting Atomic to try and 1v1 him on the ground. Atomic spotted him moving off the line and struck it from distance.
Most Esports had their chance in offense, and they saw it result in another goal against them. You will be ecstatic with how the opening 4 minutes of this has gone. Cash again looking to try and set up. He's got the ball popped over to Joyo. First touch kind of let him down a little bit. Has almost been a theme. To the wall. 34 seconds left. Moist Esports haven't even had one proper opportunity on net. Now they need 2, and they're running out of time. And look at how beautifully Oli's playing that ball. A bit heavy again. He's pulled Dorito into action.
Yeah, that was a decent try there from Moist, but it really is not much to write home about. G1 have full control. They have dominated the midfield in game 1. They have thoroughly deserved their goals that they've gotten. Moist outplayed. They still yet to really produce their peak form at the wildcard.
So G1 looking to reverse the sweep, even willing to try and go for the own goal. G1 have got the first game. And these have been 2 teams, Johnny, as I see the smile on your face.
I think I nearly saw a smile from Dorito there. Somebody tell him you're allowed to smile. You're almost reverse sweeping wildcard G1. Hello, Oli. It's good to see you there, buddy. But you know, they just seem still so unsure of themselves in person. I mean, they started off this event horrendously compared to what we know these guys are capable of, but now they're actually playing great Rocket League, taking down Oxygen earlier on today, taking down Moist right now in game 1. If they can qualify in the final day with these 2 quality wins, no one is going to ask any questions about them. This is, you know, they're taking down teams from their own region when it matters most.
It's been such an interesting rivalry that we've seen develop throughout the season between Moist and G1. Talked about it coming into this split, how there seemed to be 1.5 spots open for Europe. There was going to be 1 guaranteed, 1 maybe depending on performance, and 1 that was just going to be completely left out. There were 3 teams contending for that. It was Moist Esports, G1, you can probably tell which ones were the happiest out of the 3 that we're going to mention, and PSG Tundra. Moist were the ones that seemed to be the strongest this split. They claimed that 6th spot. G1 were up to, well, the rest of Europe as to whether if their season even got to continue. But we don't end at the end of the split. We end at the World Championships. And G1 at the end of game 1 look like the better at this World Championship.
Yeah, they destroyed Oxygen earlier on today. A team who, you know, were being talked about as being in great form. Jory is playing so well in practice, but couldn't produce it on the stage. Well, how about producing your best play on the final day of Wildcard? G1 looked like a completely different team from the early days of the competition.
Wipeout on the goalkeeper, and all you've got to do is finish it.
What a read by Atomic. Dorito saw the half chance coming, removes Juicy from the equation, and Atomic does the rest. Brilliant read, easily finished off, and again it's G1 in the lead.
Moist Esports have got to get up and running soon. G1 are steamrolling them. Back out, Dorito, pop, backboard, Joyo's got to get the read. Does exactly that, but G1 keeping possession.
The car change for Joyo here, Fennec to Octane. Doesn't look like they're feeling like themselves at the moment. Moist, they need to get this one figured out, and they need to get it figured out soon. G1 are starting to show their form. Now here goes Cash from distance. He's got the stealing double, but the ball gets away from him.
See what G1 are doing every time Cash is on the ball as well. Send the first challenge as early as possible. Do not give Cash time to cook. And it is working. It is making life of the second man so much easier. That's going to be awkward, and it certainly is.
It's a good try there with the stealing recovery and defense from Joyo. Juicy getting goal side as well, but look at the midfield control for G1. Just like the last game, they're all over Moist, and it's 2.
Well, stop me if you've heard this one. Cash is too far forward, and it's caught Moist out. Oli just has to cut rotation and cut down Moist Esports.
G1 reverse sweeping wildcard. They are on a great start in this final match of the competition.
I guarantee no one predicted that.
I don't think anyone achieves that hope for this after seeing how poorly they started off in this event. And now here they are, taking down Moist, the top 6 team from Boston. But can they keep this going? Moist are a dangerous team, such a swingy team. If they can get momentum going in their favor, we all know what can happen.
Well, Cash is going to have to try and go for the bump. Oli has been silky smooth, but now he's got to be rapid quick. Get his team back onto the defense. Juicy, time to turn. Finds his pass blocked by Dorito. Moist Esports just desperate to get anything going here. Last season's quarter finalist. You know that hurts as well. Unfortunately, the worst moment in their org's history has been used for all of the advertisement for this event. They want something different. They want a positive. Right now, they want a goal at least.
And that might be a third. It's on the goal line. Where's the finish? Not coming through. Juicy in the nick of time. Saves Moist. Another goal in their net.
If nothing's working for them, even the attempted clear landed into Juicy's wheels. Killed the ball. Joyo, best chance they've had in a while. Backboard!
Oh!
Saved!
What a save on the goal line. Joyo had the double tap. Atomic again denies them.
4 goals for G1. Nothing. Nil point 0 for Moist Esports. Now they're attempting demos. Infield, again shut down.
That's 2 demos, but the last player, Oli for G1, made the key save, took the ball all the way to the Moist end. More frustration for Moist to deal with. Joyo taking his time in defense now. Head very much in the game still, but look at the timing of the challenges. Oh, Joyo's still on this. Well, that's a decent recovery. It's off the post to Dorito with phenomenal control for the position. Has just easily dealt with it.
So same as last game, we're heading towards the last few moments. 2-goal deficit. Moist Esports need to get on the board. They've got rid of that first. Joyo did well. And 2 players, 2 options. Touch is easy enough for Oli, but have to leave it for his teammate. Does have the reset. We see 2 Moist players on the backboard.
It's another game where it's, you know, a little bit better for Moist, but unfortunately more of the same for them. G1 are swarming them. There is a flurry of Moist pressure, mostly led by Joyo. Apart from that, G1 looked like the better team. Moist have only got a minute and change to figure this one out.
Juicy up early. He's going to bring Dorito up to the air, but that's the place that Dorito likes to be. Drop down, under a minute left. Oli bumps out to Atomic. 3rd goal would seal this game. Is that it? Oh, wow. Took 2 players to keep it away. Now Juicy's got to do something!
Top bins.
Couldn't get there in time.
Oli adds a 3rd to G1's collection. Not a bad save to keep the ball out of the net, but it didn't go away from danger. Dorito's shot got the double commit from Moist. Oli finished it off. G1 with 5 unanswered goals now. Moist are a complete shambles in this series. They need a goal. They need to stop G1 from scoring. But if they can't do it in this game, a timeout might be on the horizon.
You're going to have to at this rate. 0 goals, 2 game losses. It really could not have started worse. For G1, it really could not have started better. Joyo trying to clear a consolation, anything. Might be number 4, Juicy keeps it out. Cash. Pass. Oh, must manage to find him. Seconds do tick away over here. G1, half the job finished. Again, Oli wants to try and find the own goal. Well, nothing's going into their net, but for Moist Esports, they don't seem to have the same problem.
I mean, for Moist, they have failed to score 2 games in a row. This happened in the Twisted Mind series as well, but not for a lack of trying. Joyo in that game, he was creative on the ball, definitely deadly, but G1 defending well.
I might have a prediction that the Dominus might be about to go.
There's a very good chance that Cash switches it up here. I mean, he tried to, you know, spark some life into his play with the Dominus, the card that he's known so well for, but it just isn't happening. Joyo, after the Octane switch, is really looking like the only dangerous player on the pitch there. Cash out of position for the first goal, unable to recover and get goal side, and then Joyo's effort was somehow denied by a pre-jumping Atomic. That is a world-class save, and he recovered and saved the next shot as well. G1 are making this incredibly difficult for Moist, who have called a timeout.
And what's most impressive about that goal is the fact that it almost, you know, doesn't look impressive. He's got it done. He's got it figured out, but before the shots even struck, maybe 2 seconds before then. So the fact that he has been there and been at that level is massive for G1 Esports. Again, 0-2 in the Swiss. Everyone's looking towards them, and thinking that, all right, you might get past Gaming Gladiators, but that'll be it for you. That's what we seem to know. They are well on their way here.
And G1 are doing very well against their fellow EU teams, and if they want to keep that up, if they want to face another EU team, then it's in their best interest to win the series 4-1 or 4-0. If G1 can do that, if they can destroy Moist in the round 5 of the wildcard, they would play Vitality in the first round of the group stage. If this goes to 6 or 7 and G1 win, they would play against Gen Gs. You know, a little bit of European players on the pitch there as well. Seems like that is really what G1 are most comfortable against. As for Moist, it really is show up now or go home.
Well, they've talked through it. What have they come up with? Because Moist Esports, they tried a few different things there. I can't necessarily fault them for constantly going to the same well. They tried a couple of bumps and demos. They tried infields. They've been trying an awful lot of outplays into setup challenges. None of it works. And are you placing this more on Moist Esports not necessarily showing it up to this point, or is G1 playing above the level that we've had from them previously?
I think maybe game 1, the very start of game 1, Moist mistakes cost them, but G1 played a brilliant second game there. They've been better defensively with their positioning, with their reactions. They've been far more efficient in offense, getting more with less boost, getting more pre-jumps from Moist, more double commits from Moist. That's a good bump though, surely. No, not even from Moist here. Just efficiency is the name of the game for G1.
I am claiming a rare Shogun prediction dub. Ash is in the Octane.
You might get another one here if G1 could complete this victory, which would be something I'm sure not many expected. It's a monster clear there from Atomic. Atomic, a player who's been at the very top of EU and various teams since RLCS Season X. It's a reminder today of how good he can be.
Just allows the way in, and Oli has just been playing so free and so loose in these lobbies. You can tell that the stage isn't necessarily getting to him. Now Joyo racing forward, beat to it handily, and that's a pass back to Oli!
Oh!
Faked out the shot, he was never getting there anyway. But Moist Esports had to believe.
Yeah, I think he tried. I think he tried to get just something on that, but the miss nearly left the ball in the bottom corner anyway.
Now off the backboard, Dorito's got a difficult read to make, and he's not made it!
Oh, save!
It's still not going in! Moist Esports, nothing is working!
Dorito made up for his mistake with a heroic dive bomb save after the initial miss, and now he's backed out of a double commit as Atomic calls the pre-jump.
Well, that is how you clean up your own mess. Now Dorito, back pass. Cash takes his time. Again, G1 send early. Cash might need to start mixing this up here. G1's something else to think about, because whenever he tries to control, it's shut down. That's a little bit better from him. Juicy gets the bump, but Atomic scores to the wall. That makes the recovery a lot easier. Cash, hyped out. It's nothing. He's getting zero space.
Again, it's just such an efficient trade there for G1. Atomic had no boost, so instead of trying to lunge at the ball and predict where it's going to go, he just bumps the player and takes him out the play as well. This is still the best start Moist have had. Here comes Atomic, looking at 1v1 Cash. Huge mind game, but it's taken a bit too long. Joyo to the rescue.
Needed it. And now they've got a chance to move forward. Cash, not going to be able to recover it. Who's up next? It's Oli. Lovely redirect onto the opposite side of the field, and now it's G1's turn. Joyo to Cash. They're Juicy in the midfield, but the first touch let him down. Second one, a lot better. Used the pressure, but hey, getting used to seeing this now. Oli is just loitering midfield on the rotation back. Just waits around split second, giving G1 a passing option to make that transition a lot easier.
Here comes G1 again, just squeezing Moist into their defensive quarter. Moist defending that back corner just for now, but they're being demoed pretty repeatedly. They're getting dunked on a lot more than they're getting in those exchanges. Demo lands there for Dorito, but Moist have survived that brief onslaught. Juicy's all alone on the backboard here. Heroic leap off the backboard, gets him to the ball before he can be bumped away from the play.
Juicy stepped up massively. G1 swarming right now. Moist Esports have got to escape. This one mistake might put them right back in the chokehold. Atomic, backboard double!
Oh!
There's the crossbar! Well, finally, Moist Esports got a bit of luck.
Well, that was the smallest touch by Juicy, but a huge difference between a goal for G1 and a 0-0 scoreline.
the backboard again. Cash has got plenty of time. Controls the ball, gets on the backboard, keeps on going. He's past 2 now. And Atomic does the smart thing, shadows the play. See the respect that Odie is commanding at the moment. Pass back. Cash wanted to run
there
over
it is.
Still gets Moist Esports their first goal of the series.
It's Cash to Juicy, back to Cash. That is money for Moist. They break their drought. 14 minutes without a goal. Now they've got one. And it was Juicy and Cash who created it. There's the help Joyo needed.
1-2 for the play. And if Moist Esports get their way, it'll be 1-2 in the series. Here's for 2-0. Cash in the Octane is a different beast.
Atomic shaking his head here because he thought he had that 50-50 pretty comfortably won, but a boostless Cash has rolled right through him. Moist are back in it. They were so close to conceding. Now they're the team in the control of the series. Timeout has proved effective once again.
We already know what G1 are capable of. This might be the way to cut the lead in half. Tried to place the shot into the bottom corner. Dorito with Atomic. Didn't want to go for the early pre-jump. They still have a little bit of time here. Dorito up, leaves it. And Juicy made the right read.
Yeah, it's so important there that Juicy just ignores the player, plays the ball, and now he's going to get on the score sheet. Joyo is racing in to try and help him or steal it from him. We'll let you decide. Sighs of relief can be heard all around the world as Moist put themselves firmly in control of Game 3, still behind in the series. They're not quite done with this game yet.
And even up to that goal, G1 did look like a better team again in here. Dorito looks for the bump. Joyo recovers, didn't need to. Cash just taking his time. Moist Esports know that they've got Game 3 wrapped up. Dorito off the wall. Maybe Moist will attempt an own goal of their own this time around. There's Oli. Not going to be able to follow up, and that is Moist Esports. They've got their first game. G1, I don't know what just hit them.
Yeah, it's up to G1 now to just keep on chugging along. They're playing an efficient style right now. They're playing a very annoying style to go up against. They just aren't leaving Moist alone. Moist plays so well when teams give them space and time on the ball. G1 are not giving them space or time on the ball. They're not giving them a lot of boost to play with. And they're just playing pretty, straight up, honest Rocket League when it comes down to it. Look at this initial save by Dorito. Missed the overhead clear, dive bombs to block the follow-up shot. Juicy to Cash, broke the deadlock. What a moment that might be for Moist when you look back at the end of the series.
I think what's very key for me here is the way that Moist scored these goals, because whilst they have been trying for the outplays up till now, none of those goals were scored by outplays. They were scored by bread and butter Rocket League, being as fast and as efficient as possible and getting the power hit. And this is the guy that made the biggest difference there. Over from Dominus to Octane, and he got himself the goals, and he got his team the win.
We saw that from Joyo in Game 2, switches to the Octane, starts to have more of an impact, and now Cash switches to the Octane and has more of an impact as well. You might be wondering, well, what's the big deal with all these car switches if these pro players are playing the same hitbox as the Octane and Fennec do share? Well, it's just about triggering that placebo effect. You just you trick your brain into thinking that you're now in a faster car, even though they all drive the same speed, they all run at the same pace, and many of them have very similar hitboxes as well. Let's see what they're going to bring out in this game. Oh, look at that. Joyo is not happy with the Game 3 win there. He's in the Mustang for Game 4.
I almost forgot that Joyo was a Mustang player. I don't know how. It's one of the more unique choices that we have, and now it's dropped down. Cash, how has he skied it? Oh, dearie me. Cash, that's one of the worst ones we've seen.
Moist have to settle down. That was a glorious opportunity to just continue rolling through G1. Can Cash redeem himself? Oh, not yet. It's saved on the goal line. Dorito's just in the way of the next shot as well. That was a better effort by Cash, but G1 have stopped him.
How is it always Atomic pre-jumping these saves? Off the backboard, Joyo, a lot of work to do from that angle. Tried to sweep across it. Bumping away at Atomic. This team, though, not overly willing to go for the early challenge. Dorito fakes out off the wall. Infield pass. He turns up a little bit late. Joyo tests the positioning of Atomic, who passes with flying colors, although missed the second touch. G1 at the very least have always had each other's backs on the field.
Yeah, really nice covering position by Dorito. I'm sure he knows his teammate could be doubling it off the side wall, but why take the risk of all-inning on that play? He covered the other option and just denied Moist an easy opportunity.
Oh, trying to find something off that backboard from both sides of the field. Nice drop down. Dorito realizes he's got time. He had too much of it. I see that a lot actually in a high-level Rocket League where if the play slows down, players aren't necessarily used to that. They're used to as quick as they can possibly go. Nice flick from Cash.
Yeah, not a moment too late as well. The challenge was coming in and he was in a dangerous position. He was well aware of it. Cash just popping the ball forward here, seeing if he can force the bad clear out of G1. G1 not interested. I think you're going to need to do better than that, Cash, to get through G1 today.
Flip reset from Atomic, didn't go anywhere. And Lodi's going to try zone. Cash for a little bit of time, realized that the early challenge was coming in. I've seen him get at least 2 players out of an outplay, but it has been rare. G1 have covered him relatively well. Half the game gone. Moist Esports, despite getting that last game, they'll need this one as well. They don't want G1 to have 3 match points.
That's what happened against Oxygen earlier. G1 took 2 games, Oxygen got 1 after a timeout, and then G1 ran away with the series. Can Moist change the script? It's proven to be difficult with G1's goal line defense.
Dorito charging to the opposite side of the field. The support is on its way. Can he find the ball over to them? It's Joyo gliding the ball. Juicy pops up and has that pop caught Oli out. No. Good wherewithal from Oli. Atomic. That massive dunk from Juicy. That gives Moist Esports a little bit more territory to work with. Territory that don't quite take advantage of. Corner read attempted. Atomic realized it wasn't happening for him. Good though for Moist Esports. Popped into the midfield. It's an open ball. Race for everybody. Royals on nothing. No boost even to steal either. Back and forth across the field, and this is the sort of gameplay we see, Johnny, where it's less outplay and more misplay that tends to decide it.
Yeah, it's boost starvation proving to be a big deal in this last game here. In all the games, it's been part of the decision-making process. That was actually defendable there. The next shot just goes right at Moist goalkeeper, still no danger there. Really, when you look at the game as a whole, this is a must-win for Moist. They've had a completely free goal come and go. They've had other clear-cut chances as well.
Juicy wants to go low on the challenge.
He's done
Who's
it.
there? Joyo can't possibly miss. 1-0 Moist.
Masterful mind game by the Frenchman. He has 2 players pre-jumping in front of him, and he forces it middle. And again, just inside the final minute of the game, it's Moist first on the board.
How do you deal with G1's pre-jump saves? You found the answer right in front of your mouth. The kickoff. Who's going to off the backboard? Atomic tries to move on in. Cash recovers. And back for that Juicy will be able to play. Oli goes straight for net. I do like that idea, as Juicy needs to play early before Oli does get the bump. 30 seconds. We are hurtling towards a tied series. Pass up. Joyo doesn't want to go for net. He left it. And Atomic made the correct read.
Juicy's got no boost. He's being chased. Huge recovery by Cash towards the ball. That was going to be trouble. Juicy just running away for his life. Moist hang on to that 1-goal lead.
Dropping the ball down. Moist Esports just need to keep as much control of this ball as possible. Send one at a time. Atomic not the best first touch. Drops out. Oli with Joyo getting bumped. Juicy had to cover for him. Now the infield. Cash. Oh, he almost didn't get there. That was so close.
Oh my God, I can't believe the camera has panned to Cash still sitting on his chair there. I would have followed up. That's unbelievable. How on earth did that end up rolling into the ground?
Of shock.
He's just incredibly calm given the situation. If you listen back to the comms video and he's just called fake and watch the ball roll across the box, then really he's a more creative player than I could even imagine. Moist though have tied the series. It's not been bad from G1. You know, they've defended well, especially on their own goal line. But they got caught out by Juicy, who had a brilliant game there. What a huge step up, not just with the assist to create the only goal of the game, but just in general. Juicy was everywhere. And we have heard that G1 have called a timeout, so we're in New territory for them today. Game 5, fast approaching.
If anything, you just need to ice Moist Esports, who seem to be finding their rhythm here. Definitely not like we can come out of this and say, like, nothing's going well for G1. I mean, I like what they're doing defensively, especially. I mean, maybe asking a bit much by having to pre-jump every single save that you're going for, but still, it has been working. But Moist Esports, after the timeout, they've tried something different. The pre-jumps aren't as effective when Moist Esports are happier, and I can't believe I'm saying this about this Moist Esports roster, to challenge low.
Yeah, and no more clear than the Juicy setup for the first goal and only goal of Game 4. Just a low 50-50 past 2 pre-jumping G1 defenders in a panic, which in this kind of circumstance, I'm going to say is fair enough. Quite a lot on the line here. The team who can win 2 of the next 3 games will qualify for the World's Main Event. The team who lose will go home. They'll miss out on playing in front of the crowd. They'll miss out on the World's Main Event in the most heartbreaking round. You know, while we're at it, let's make a few more Moist and G1 fans from the Middle Eastern region. So Twisted Minds, if you would rather play against Vitality in the main event, and you want G1 to win the series from here, if you want to play against Gen G, you want Moist to win the series from here. So I think that's quite a straightforward scenario for you guys over there.
That's a proper rock and a hard place sort of one for you, isn't it?
If you want to play against neither of them, well, tough luck.
If you want to play against a major champion, this is your option. If you want to play against a major champion instead, here's your option.
I don't think Moist and G1 will care all that much who they're playing. They just want to win this series. Game 5, G1 fresh off a timeout. Here we go.
Let's see what they've discussed. Or if it has simply been about getting Moist Esports' hands off the controllers. That's a good challenge, though, and a brilliant opportunity. Cash recovered quick. Juicy and Joyo both going. Oli Zero Boost takes his time, and Oli has been very calm, even in the matches that they have lost. Hasn't necessarily been in a scrambled position, although we have got a couple of bumps on the backfield.
Oh, no way.
And that means Dorito can pop the ball over the goalkeeper.
Well, Juicy hit Moist, hit G1 with a double mind game. Now it's Dorito mind gaming Juicy to put G1 in front. Is that what they talked about during the timeout? Man, that mind game is really convincing. We want to try that ourselves. Oh, look at that. It's overpowering.
It is incredibly difficult to get it right as well. Oh my goodness. Cash had to be aware. But you think of the World Championships, you think about everything that goes into getting yourself to this level. So often, your mind would almost default to overplaying situations. How many flip resets can I get? How can I outplay everybody? Not, hey, I'm just going to leave the ball and let the other team outthink themselves.
You know, it's all about conditioning your opponents to expect a hit, and G1 have definitely been hitting the ball a lot more than they've been faking it, so Moist expecting a shot there from close range. Understandable in a way. Oli's going for another fake here. This time Joyo has tracked him the entire way. Dorito, I think, accidentally mind gaming it. Fallen to Atomic. Moist have survived. Juicy still looking like a much more confident player on and off the ball than he did at the start of this series and even against Space Station earlier today.
Well, here he is. Over onto the wall. I think he was expecting his teammate to turn. Instead, he has to take it over himself. Do hit the ceiling. Does give Moist Esports a chance to keep control of the midfield. I do like that lead. Usually if you hit that, it gives Atomic an opportunity to go for the half volley. Does keep control of the ball. Cash pops the ball up. First time he's had a bit of space to work with. Still Dorito managed to shadow him. Again, the respect that has to be shown when Cash has got the ball. And now Oli, he's delayed so long. Don't know if he still had the reset available to himself. Joyo's turn. Oh my goodness, is this going to go the whole way? It's Joyo on LAN! And it's Joyo who will score the goals!
Backflip into a reset from Joyo, and then the finish with a shot G1 did not see coming. What a peak from Joyo. What a response from Moist.
Did you miss him? Juicy now with Joyo to aim for if he wants. Set size to go into the midfield. Here's Joyo yet again off the wall. Can he get the double up? One each now. Crucial game for both of these teams. Cash off the mid-air layup. Although the third is now demoed, Oli has to try and squeeze a way through here and take advantage of that. To the mid. To pass. Atomic. Shut down immediately. Oli, here's your test. What answer can you come up with?
Well
the perfect one is the answer to that.
And that last touch from Cash still read and reacted to by Oli. G1, they've made it difficult for Moist to score, but Moist are finding some very creative ways to get goals. 2 minutes to go in the 5th game. I feel like this is a must-win game for G1. Moist can take it. That would be 3 straight. They're all popping off now.
And again, as you mentioned, Johnny, both these squads have been so streaky, not just throughout this tournament, but throughout the entire season. Oh, is that going to find the 2?
Oh my!
Joyo can't hit it any better!
Everything he touches turns to goals. But that first touch will go underrated. It is so difficult to bring the ball down like that, recover, and then beat a pro player to the ball. Never mind a G1 team who have 3 players between you and the net. 2-1 Moist, it's Joyo with a brace.
For the first time, G1 are the team losing in this series. They find themselves behind, Joyo leaves it. Cash goes backboard, shut down. Now over to Dorito. Pops into the mid, Joyo stealing reset.
Oh.
And Dorito had to be there.
But Juicy's gone for the boost here in a very risky position, gets back to the ball. Cleans up any danger. I mean, Joyo just played on a different level for these last 2 goals. G1 will be hoping he cools down. In his favorite car, he doesn't look interested to do so.
Most Esports, though, know that they've been subject to calamity in these kind of positions. It's not a team where the downfall comes slowly. It is usually sharp and it's brutal. Need to stay on top of their game for the last minute.
Joyo takes the challenge here. That does not give his team that much time to reposition. Cash making himself as big as possible. And that might be in. It goes the whole way. Juicy getting credit for it. Moist saved by Cash. And then somehow in front by 2 with a little team pitch from Juicy and Joyo.
Well, if it was a bowling alley, he might have hit 2 pins. But this is the Rocket League field, and that was 10 out of 10 in terms of what it was worth for Moist Esports. Got the 2-goal lead back. Joyo still hunting down that hat trick. Gonna turn around from here. Up to Moist Esports just to control the ball, not allow G1 to break out. Doing exactly what they have to. Cash looking to try and lay the ball back over. Joyo still going, they're triple committing, and they've only got a 2-goal lead. Moist Esports, we talked about, and usually when we do talk about this, Johnny, the streakiness of this team, and usually it's in a negative light. This is the positive side of that. When they get going, it's not difficult.
That's it.
Oh, wait a minute, there's time on the clock.
Well, Moist, they were defending by attacking, and then as soon as they ended up on defense, they've conceded. Cash knew the demo was coming, but Doritos still caught him. And the outplay landed. 4 seconds left. G1 need possession off kickoff. How are they going to try and get it? Atomic forces it left. No one's there.
Joyo will not be dragged off that backboard. Dorito keeps the ball alive. All Moist need to do is get that ball down to the floor. And they've done exactly that. Moist Esports, double match point.
I feel like the Moist fans watching this will be wondering what it's like to qualify, what it's like to win without all the drama.
It's always by the skin of their teeth, isn't it?
It's entertaining to watch, but Vatira, when he left this team, he said, I'm getting a bit, stressed out by all these game 5s, all these game 7s, all these 10s overtimes. And I could kind of see what he means after watching these games today. Maximum tension, maximum entertainment.
I mean, it's been a subject of their entire season as well, Johnny. We can even go back to the Rotterdam, where they only qualified because the ex-players managed to get the wins for them. They didn't even know they were going to Rotterdam until those results came in.
I just don't believe this. I mean, well played Moist to win 3 straight. G1 have made this incredibly difficult. They've put up a valiant effort that really none of us saw coming after their start to the tournament, after the first 2 days of competition where they looked dejected, completely lost on and off the pitch. Really, they've put up a phenomenal fight against the top 6 finishing team from the most recent international major in Boston, the recent one as well. And Moist, after all that work, like you mentioned, have the 2 match points, no timeouts left. This is it. Can they finish it on Neo Tokyo?
Moist Esports, it was their work in Boston that brought G2 to the dance. Now will they show them off the floor? Or if G1 got one special trick left that will send us to Champions Field?
They're going to need everybody to show up huge. You want to be the more consistent team. Moist have peaked higher, and they've definitely saved all the best till last. Offload mid-air there. Atomic collects, but struggles to do much with it.
Only up early. That first touch has let him down, though. Second attempt, and the exact same problem.
Double tap backwards off the ceiling there. Doritos dunked on the last man for Moist. I don't think Atomic realized where his third man was. Only positioning on the same side as the field. Atomic switch sides. G1 need to communicate. They didn't put together a good kickoff strategy at the end of the last game. They're not putting together many passing plays at the moment that look all that coherent. You know, they do at least have their mechanics to fall back on. There's an attempted passing play, drop down denied by Cash.
And Oli realized he's got blue cars swarming all around him. Had to go to the back corner just to find some kind of reprieve. Burrito passes long. Oli's going to try and chase down. The blue steal though, limits Joyo's options. Now the miss. Dorito's going to charge ahead. Has he got the bump? Cash tries to recover. Got there to help his teammate out.
Oh, brilliant defense by Cash. He knew that his teammates were in awkward positions, so he just rushed straight back to the ball. Not the first time we've seen him do that in this series. We're going to need to rush back quickly here. Well played by Juicy, stalling for so much time. G1 are up in the passing plays here, though. This is interesting to see. They're not going solo. They're not forcing so many 50s. Trying to move Moist around. Trying to find an opening to exploit. Game hangs in the balance for now.
Oh, and the bump as well. Shot left a fair whack to be desired. Juicy. Control over the top of Atomic. At least got control of his car, and Oli's first touch might just bait Moist Esports in, but might want to go for it. Now off the ceiling. Joyo looks to find the target.
It's another one of those recovery challenges. This time G1. Surprising Joyo with the challenge, but here he comes again. What a fake by Joyo!
Oh,
what
wow.
a save! Dorito denies Moist the leading goal.
And now he looks to break the opposite side of the field. One boost. They only need one chance. Oli up against Cash. Both of them missed it. Brings Atomic in. Backboard.
Oh my goodness.
Brilliant touch by Joyo.
I think a great adjustment as well to that high ball. Now Dorito on the end of an infield pass. Cash cuts it off. Now Juicy looking to go solo. Not a lot of boost, but the threat is enough to back up G1.
That is twice now. G1 have been forced to wait and delay. Make sure they had the right read on who was actually playing the ball. Cash, backboard read, has he got it?
Oh!
What a dumb question that was!
Does he ever? Cash with the first goal. Slams the ball into the backboard. It grazes the ceiling on the way. And the tough read for G1 proves too difficult. They're in a lot of trouble here. 3 straight games against them. Moist looking to put the final nail in the coffin.
Does he have it? The only surprise there is that the ball hit the floor before it went in. Atomic, he had options to the far side. Joyo pops the ball up. Can he give himself one more?
Oh.
Oli was too strong.
The heroics and defense there from Oli. Joyo trying to bump him, but Oli bumped Joyo back into the ball.
Juicy. Himself a lot to do. Atomic off the wall. Oli would love to go for it. Moist Esports have become the quicker team. Got their 1-goal lead. Joyo yet again. Ever since that Mustang switch, he has been unstoppable. That will be all Cashes to control, and off the backboard, who knows what he can accomplish. First touch was very heavy, had to settle for a challenge. It's a challenge that he won. Oli now trying to run for Juicy.
Again!
Oh, Juicy was too far forward. Oli catches him sleeping.
G1 fire back. Juicy bump off the play by Atomic. Unable to recover. Cash trying to come back and help him, but not fast enough.
My apologies there, Juicy. It turns out you're in a whole world of trouble. And it was thanks to G1's physical play. Now Dorito, reset, got the bump. No, just about missed Juicy, who would have really hated to got bumped for 2 goals in a row. G1 will look to try and take advantage of this.
Well, that was a glorious transport to Rito. The shot left a lot to be desired. His first touch here, likewise, as Moist collect the ball again in defense.
Oh, that was maybe flashbacks for a second there to G1 as the pitch goal went past them at Deadeye Canyon. Oh, who's got it? Who's got it?
Oh!
Got it!
Moist by one! Joyo finds Cash in the middle, and Cash just played air. I don't know if he meant to fake that, but the fake was brilliant.
The fact that we don't know, even on a replay, proves just how strong that play is.
Well, Juicy was there regardless. Cash called it regardless. And now Moist only need to hold on for 20 seconds.
Joya would wish to keep that ball in the air for as long as possible. Cash
Oh
on the
my!
challenge. Rue's got the recovery. Dorito didn't have any boost. Atomic with the dunk. It's not there for them.
Final seconds. G1 need a goal, or the World Championship wildcard is over. Moist are not going to give it to them.
They look for the reverse sweep. What's 1 0-second goal to add to the pile? Oli controls, flicks, Dorito beat to the ball by Cash.
Confident challenge by the cannon, seals it. Moist are going to the main event.